Hello everyone, my friends. Welcome back. I'm Angela Imagination, also known as Mrs. Imagination. You can call me either one. I'm so glad that you are here to see the activities that I've planned for the picture book, This is Sadie by Sarah O'Leary. You know, this was such a wonderful book to read together, and I loved learning about Sadie and her personality. We found out that Sadie is a little girl with a big imagination. Oh, that makes me so excited because you know I love imaginations. So today, what kind of activities are we going to do? You may know where we're going to start. We're going to start with our writer's notebook. If you don't have a writer's notebook yet, I hope you'll get one. It's so important if you're going to write any kind of things. I have several of them. I keep lists of my ideas. Recently in this book, in this writer's notebook, we made a list of moods because I read a book about someone who had a really bad day. And we're going to add another list today, but before we do, let's look back at our list of ideas. You see, we're always going to be adding. We're not just going to make a list and leave it and never come back to it. And I was thinking, after reading This is Sadie, I was thinking, Sadie was the only real person in her book. Maybe it's okay to write a book or a story just about one person or one thing. One person. Because it really, other than that one page where she said a perfect day, I don't know if you remember this page. Oh, it was great. She said, the author said, Sadie's perfect day is spent with friends. Some of them live on her street and some live in the pages of books. Other than that, there weren't any other people or anyone for Sadie to interact with. So it's possible an idea about a story could be about one person. And do you know what that person in the book or the story is called? That's what our next list is going to be. It is called, I hear some of you saying it, a person or animal or being or thing or creature is called a character. It's called a character in the book. And a lot of books, most books have several characters. Some books have hundreds of characters. But we can make a list of special characters that we might want to write about. You know, one of my ideas, because I like cooking, and I put that down as an idea, is to write a story about someone cooking and make it fun. And then I said, oh, I'm going to add to that idea, and it's going to be about a chef having a very bad time in the kitchen. So one of my characters is going to be a chef. And I'm thinking, what kind of characters would I add to a chef that's working in the kitchen? I might add a mouse that steals the cheese when the chef needs it, or at least nibbles some of it. What else? What other kind of character could I add? I'm gonna have to think about this. But this is a great place for us to make a list of special characters and things about their personality. You know, Sadie's personality was very adventurous. Oh yes, in fact, our second activity has to do with some of the things that she did. She took things like boxes. Yes, all sizes of boxes. She, in fact, at the very beginning of the story, she was sitting in a box. Do you remember what she was pretending she was doing? She was pretending she was riding in a boat. And you know, even with small boxes, you can pretend it's a hidden treasure. You can make it into a bed or a chair. Actually, it would be better if it was this way. Here you go. Yeah. For a doll or a little pretend creature. You could build houses, towers. If you have really big boxes that you get in, you could turn it into a fort or a tunnel. You can make a way through it. Boxes are so much fun, and when you drop them, they don't break. But boxes can be used. You can paint them and color them, use markers on them, draw people on them. You can make buildings with them and build a whole city. Oh, you can do so much with boxes. The other day, I just Googled on the internet different things to do with boxes, and oh my, there was a long list. It was fun too. So one of the activities I would love for you to do is find some boxes around your house. Maybe your parents are like Mrs. Imagination. Maybe we like to order things that get delivered to our house in boxes. And oh, that would give you plenty to play with. That's a great activity. The last activity I want to talk about today has to do with using your imagination, which of course using boxes to make things with is using your imagination. But this, do you remember that Sadie talked to things that weren't living? At least we don't think they were living. She talked to one of her dresses and she said, "Don't tell anybody, but you're my favorite." Did she talk to anyone else? Well, I'm sure she did. When she was making believe in going places and flying. Oh, she talked to the birds. That's right. Thank you. She did. She talked to the birds. And I told you that Mrs. Imagination talks to her plants. And I was just talking to them today, I told you. So, one thing that's so easy to do, could you talk to something that's not a person, that won't talk back? Could you have a conversation? I bet if you have a pet, I bet you talk to your pet, and your pet may bark or meow, or if it's a fish, it may just look at you. But we talk to animals, don't we? Have you ever tried talking to a flower? Have you ever talked to a bird when it was singing and said, "Thank you for that beautiful song. Play me another one." I love having conversations with other things. But one of the most fun things I like to do is to doodle. Have you ever doodled? This is just a piece of paper and I just dropped my pencil. And I'm going to use a marker, so I don't know why I was concerned about the pencil. All you need is a piece of paper. And either you can do the doodle, or if you want to make it really fun, you can ask someone else, your mom, dad, friend, sister or brother, a teacher. Would you mind drawing just a little doodle on my paper? And maybe they draw that. Doesn't really look like much. And you have to look at it. And you have to use your imagination to decide, what can I make out of that? Let me move this box. Oh, wow, what could I make out of this? Why, this automatically, and Miss Imagination didn't even know what I was gonna doodle. I did not. So I might put some grass here and finish this. I think I need to get closer so you can see it. Actually, let me just get up closer. Here we go. You see what I'm drawing? Why, this doodle, and right here, I think I'm going to put part of a tree. I have just turned this doodle into stairs that lead up to a door. And I wonder what's in the door. But a doodle is something fun. I just purchased my own primary journal. You may like one of these. Now, Mrs. Imagination is not in school. I am not a primary student. But this is fun because it is a book that has a place to draw at the top, and then it has lines to write on. So if someone were to just, I'm not even gonna look, just do a doodle like that, Miss Imagination would have to go, okay, y'all watch. Let's see what Miss Imagination's gonna turn that into. I'm gonna draw some rocks and some bushes. Of course, if I had crayons and could add color to it. Ooh, what do you think I have? What do you think I turned that doodle into? I may have turned it into a snake. But I just had fun. I just used my imagination. I could even turn it into something imaginary that is just pretty to look at, a design. Oh, you know, I'm so glad that we had this time together. I hope you've enjoyed these activities today. I've had such a delightful time sharing them with you, and it's all because of a picture book. Maybe you'll try some of them. I hope so. Let me know by email if you do. I look forward to your next visit. Until then, see ya.